Now, what I'm trying to figure out is if I'm the only one who's a little bit displeased with how, j- with this issue. This. I'm trying to be light here because, everyone has their own feeling and opinion on this, right? So here's the deal. I don't speak for everyone, but where I stand is I'm sorry, but I fucking cannot stand DLCs, pre-order bonuses, and it seems like I'm the only person here who's mad about this. Like, the only person who's, like, kind of not comfortable with spending extra money or having to get it on the day, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, on the day, in order to get specific characters and items. I don't understand why it has to be this way at all. Like, I really don't get that whatsoever. But, I mean, fucking, they made Black Goku a character you could only get if you pre-order the game. And then they also made Future Trunks from the Super arc, or story, anime, as well, a pre-order bonus character, which to me doesn't make sense. Now, I could be wrong on that because I did hear something about early access to the character, which may also apply to Black Goku, but if not, that's bad. That's just really bad because, well, to anyone who's new to Xenoverse 2, just thinking about getting Xenoverse now, let me give you a little history lesson. A year ago, 2015, when Xenoverse 1 was released, they did the same bullshit to us with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and the Crystal and Golden Armor, as in a type of character and set item that you could only get if you pre-ordered the game. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I believe there was a lot of bad traction with that. And now they're doing it again, but with triple the amount of things. Like, there's like a fucking stick thing that you can fly on that you can't get unless you pre-order the game, and Future Trunks and Black Goku. Now, that's just fucking unacceptable in my eyes. I mean, other people might be fine with that, people who are actually getting the game on there, but, for someone like me, or someone who doesn't have a job, per se, or someone who just doesn't have the fucking money to buy it when it comes out, is fucked. Absolutely fucked. And I just don't see how this is a good business strategy at all. I do not see. I mean, I see the point of view from what they're going at it. It's because they want people to have to feel obligated to buy the game on this time. But in actuality, that just makes you feel like you're in a cage. I don't like that. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one out there who doesn't like that. There's just nobody speaking against it that I've seen. No Dragon Ball channel that I've seen speak against it, but are more along the lines of all for it because they have the money to buy these things. And then the collector's edition, which is $150, I believe, it's all fucking fine and good until I realize that it doesn't come with the fucking season pass. So you're telling me that you bought the collector's edition, and then you have to pay another $25 to $30 more for a season pass, as if you haven't already given enough. That is insane that they couldn't include the season pass to this fucking game. That just blows my mind. It's like, fuck, man. Is that really necessary to not have that in there? And that's just how it's always been going. And one of my good friends, told me something earlier today. It was, something about the only way to actually, beat this shit back. To stop this shit from happening, especially with, DLCs and shit like that. There's, some games, if you haven't noticed, are $100 now for the gold edition. Last year, the prices weren't that high. Except for maybe Call of Duty and the bigger games and shit, right? Those games the games now, like almost every one of them has an edition, a gold edition that costs $100. That is fucking crazy. Imagine if you wanted to get 4 games and you're a collector of these types of things, kind of like what I'm trying to become. 4 games, that's $400. That's a fucking system. That's fucking crazy. Do you see how ridiculous that is? Like, it just seems mind-boggling to me. Because now, because I am not gonna let a character slip by me again in a game, as much as one that I love, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, I'm not gonna even... now I have to go get a job. Not that I wasn't trying to look for one already, but now I'm on double time, and now I need to get this job so I can get the money so I can buy this game on October 25th, because if I don't get it on October 25th, I'm not guaranteed I'm going to be able to play as Black Goku or future Trunks. I'm not going to be able to know. Like I was saying about these games that are like $100 for a gold edition, the only way you're going to be able to beat this is to get your cheaper games again, literally is going to be to fucking just buy them. Like, there's no fucking win in this situation whatsoever. You buy them digitally so that the stores don't fucking make any money. And then if they don't make any money, they'll drop their prices. And there you go, free games. But who the fuck's going to sit here and buy these games on the store so much? I mean, and we can't even do that, really, because think about it. They sell a shitload of games regardless. So you can't really tip it in whoever's favor either way. I mean, to me, DLCs are pieces of the game that should already be in the game. It just seems like someone came along, thought it was a good idea, thought that part of the game was a good idea, and was like, no, we're gonna charge this as a DLC, release it like 3 months later, and charge like 10, 15, fucking $30 for it. That's fucking insane. I mean, back in my day, in the PS2 era, you had a finished fucking game. The game was finished, and it was great. You see, this is why Dragon Ball Xenoverse or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is never going to be able to compare to something like Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, because those games were finished products, and they didn't have to have DLCs released for them or fucking updates to fix them, because they were fucking perfect, or as close to perfect as we could get. This is the problem right now. DLCs are kind of making people think, it makes you think that, oh, there's more to the game. They've just made this just now. Of course they didn't just make that just now. They've had that made. And the shitty thing about Xenoverse is the fact that all the content, at least on the first Xenoverse that I know of, is on it already. Everything that you could buy is already on it. You are just buying a key to unlock it. So there's no download times, which then another thing that makes you think, oh, it's really quick, you know, like as in, oh, there was no download time. That's really efficient. No, it's that you're being fucked. Now, I love Dimps as a company. I love everything about anybody who makes a Dragon Ball Z game at all. I absolutely love it. But the DLCs and the pre-order bullshit and all that stuff is really getting out of hand for me. It just seems to me that I'm the only one here who feels the negative part of it, and everyone else just seems to be blinded by the positive side of it. I mean, there's got to be someone else who shares at least some of my point of view on this. I cannot be the only one here. I mean, this is insane. I mean, granted, I'm gonna get this game. Everything that I'm saying about this, I'm not saying anything bad about the vanilla version of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I've seen the gameplay. It looks fantastic. It looks great. It looks like one of the best fucking Dragon Ball Z games yet. But just because of the fact that it's going to have DLCs, and probably you're going to have to pay for these DLCs, and even if you didn't have to pay for them, you still have to be online in order to get these DLCs. It's just not going to be able to be like Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 or anything like that. And mainly, that is because you have to buy DLCs, and DLCs have a tendency to ruin everything. Now, one thing that really sucks about DLCs is they do not cross over to a next-gen platform if you've had it on a previous platform. Like, say, for example, I had Xenoverse on PS3, and I bought all the DLCs for it, and so I figured I was going to jump up and buy it on PS4, which ended up being a much better idea because it was so much smoother, much more stable, all that shit, right? But the problem is I went to see if I could get my DLCs on there from the PS3. But guess what? You can't do that. No, because DLCs, for some reason, they can't cross over like that. And I find that to be really annoying that you have to buy the same fucking content twice. And I mean, I thought it would be just enough to buy the game again, but no, you can't do that. And it's just like, it seems like it's such a fucking money gimmick piece of shit, and it's annoying. And luckily, Xenoverse is a good enough game on PS4 to where it feels like a whole different fucking game, and it just feels better. That to the point to where I didn't even realize that it had DLCs, and it just doesn't need them, because it's fine the way it is. It must be amazing with the DLCs, but I don't really want to find out what that's like, because I don't want to ruin it for myself. See what I mean? DLCs, literally, if you do not have them, make the game feel like an unfinished piece of shit, no matter how good it is. I mean, I couldn't imagine a world today with fucking, like, say something like Jak and Daxter with fucking DLCs, or Ratchet and Clank with DLCs, or anything like that from the old era with DLCs. It just makes it seem like the game would be a piece of shit and completely unworthy of even being in that timeline when games were amazing. Doesn't seem like it really... It doesn't fit. It's wrong, it's gross. It's horrible. DLCs are horrible. they're not good. They're really not. I mean, granted, I'm sure some people like DLCs for some ungodly reason. It's like, oh, I need something to pay for. Let me just pay for this, I guess. Or, I don't know. Maybe it's the illusion of the fact that you're getting more from the same game that you like, or something like that. But it just really isn't. It really isn't, because they've already had this shit. And like I said before, with Xenoverse, all the content that you're buying is already on the disc, just locked. Or your app, or whatever. It's just locked. And then you just buy it, basically buying a fucking golden key and unlocking it. And there you go. There it is. It's really fucked up. So, well, I mean, I guess, shit. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I guess this kind of wraps this video up. I guess I'll just let it air out with this fight here with Vegeta and shit. So until the next video, guys, peace and cheese. Stay safe.